these optics are playing very well for the Republicans because the big swing demographic in elections is Karen. It's white suburban women. And white suburban women do not like rioting. They do not like people flying foreign flags. They don't like they just worry about the grocery issues.
Agreed. Let me clarify. The next direct granular move Trump makes is coming out and saying, I am shocked to hear the president of Mexico calling for an escalation of riots in this country to protect her citizens who are illegally in our country.
That's the move, yes.
That's the move. And then, of course...
You can always go up, yeah, but you can't go down.
When he needs to use the military to remove criminal illegal aliens in this country, she just gave him the pretext under the Alien Enemies Act. There was a debate. So the debate for the Alien Enemies Act is that the law requires that a foreign government or collective force is invading your country. Two arguments were used. One, that these narco gangs and cartels are effectively organized bodies that constitute, declaration under the Alien Enemies Act. But many argued they have to be in collusion with a nation state.
Yeah,
But the argument was Venezuela is intentionally sending Tren de Aragua to the United States. Ergo, we can target them under this law because it is a semi-official act of government. Now you have the Mexican president who's made the statement. These are good people seeking a better life, and I call on people to stand with them. Now Trump can say, Mexico's effectively sanctioned the illegal immigration into our country.
I talk about that Insurrection Act in the book because maybe I'm too much of an anarchist, but to me I don't really see the distinction in any sense between, like when Russia is sending over troops to America or Japan is bombing Pearl Harbor, and a private gang, which is running a huge section of Venezuela, is sending its members to infiltrate and seize American land and take it under its thumb. I mean, it's effectively the same thing.
It's like the argument with Ukraine right now, where all the liberals always say, the U.S. isn't there. And I said, you're right. The U.S. veterans who are operating as private military contractors in the volunteer force who receive cash from Ukraine, which is actually cash from the United States. And then the United States sends special forces down and tells a Ukrainian soldier, here's a missile, press that button and you'll blow up that ship from Russia. And they say, that's not the United States. No one buys that. We're not kindergartners. Do you think Russia's sitting there being like, drat, America's not doing it because someone else pressed the button?
I mean, this is a thing with World War II. All these things. It's like at what point, as aid, become you're actually a member of the opposing side?
Wasn't the Insurrection Act started because of Mexico too?
Was it? It was 1798, wasn't it?
Well, the 1807 one.
Okay.
What was the Insurrection Act of 1807?
Insurrection Act of 1807. Let's see.
Aaron Burr was going to take over Mexico or something?
There's rumors that he was trying to do that.
Yeah.
It's still not clear.
There was like some guy who turned on him, right?
Right, yeah.
Let's see.
I could have sworn it was 1798.
I think it went through a few different
iterations. Okay, got it. Thank you, Shane.
I'm pretty sure you're right because I was reading about both of them today. Let me see if because that's why they are distinct. Let's see. Insurrection Act 1798. Is it right?
Yeah. That number's in my head for some reason.
That was, I think, that's the Alien and Seditions Act.
Yeah. Okay.
So the Insurrection Act of 1807 and the Alien Sedition. Yeah. So they're different. I think Insurrection Act was 1807.
Okay.
Nope. Mad. I was technically wrong. You were technically wrong. We were all technically right. 1792. Okay. It was called the Calling Forth Act of 1792. The Insurrection Act replaced that.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were looking for a way to stop Aaron Burr for taking over.
We were talking a bit before we started, Aaron. I'd love to hear people's thoughts on this. I don't understand her play here. Like, who is this helping?
She's backtracked.
Okay.
Check this out. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum reacts to LA ICE protests. This was from later in the day. So about 12 hours later, she says, we do not agree with violent actions as a form of protest. Burning police cars appears to be more than an act of provocation than of resistance. We condemn violence no matter where it comes from. We call on the Mexican community to act passively and not allow itself to be provoked. However, a day ago, she praised them.
Hold on, we got to pause there. Not allowing itself to be provoked. Yeah. What she's laying the groundwork for is that if they start burning down things, it's not our fault. You put this into it.
Yeah.
But they do mention, this is Fox 11, a day ago, she praised the contributions of Mexicans in LA, saying they were good, honest men and women who left to seek a better life for themselves and support their family. LA wouldn't be what it was if it weren't for the Mexicans who live there.
That's true.
So
it's true. Sure. You can't deny it. Like there's a big Mexican influence on LA.
There's a lot of burritos there.
I think this later statement is that she's realizing by defending the people that are here illegally, she's effectively sanctioned an invasion no matter how small or how big Trump wants to view it as, how many Mexican illegal immigrants come to this country, and she's publicly declared to the world they're good, should be supported, and it's a just thing to do. They're just saying, I'm sorry, you know what my point on this was? They're just seeking a better life. Okay, the majority of conflicts are because people are, quote unquote, seeking a better life. Like when Genghis Khan invaded and conquered a bunch of lands, or when the Vikings raided the British Isles. It was because they wanted something that would make their lives better.
Yeah, there's no question that I don't think anyone, no matter how nativist you are, denies that the majority of immigrants aren't going to be like murderers and rapists. The numbers just don't up. No one's denying this. The point is, at a certain point, you can only integrate so many people, and there's only so much physical space for them. And you have to draw the line somewhere. It's not complicated.
The argument that we make on this, that we discuss most frequently on the show, is the argument about the census and about representative government.
Right, that's right, yeah.
You know, the people that are coming into the United States, if you were coming here illegally and you are counted in the census, then you affect how the representatives in Congress are apportioned, how that happens, and that's diluting the voting power of citizens that have been here all their lives, that didn't want you to come to the United States. You came illegally, and that's wrong to the existing citizens.
Yes. And by the way, when people yell at me for not voting, I just realized this in the last month. My new line I'm going to say something in stupid arguments with them is, I don't think immigrants should be allowed to vote.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.